about the biggest restructuring we have ever seen, not just of the global economy, but of the global order as a whole, of the New World Order.
A part of that plan, of course, is to induce the gradual surrender of American sovereignty, piece by piece and step by step, to various international organizations, of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example. Of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founder.
Of which the United Nations is the outstanding but far from the only example.
Of the UN's founder. Of the UN's founder.
Some wonder why there haven't been public discussions about the goals being pursued.
So, it's not my call.
What's that?
It's not my call. I fall under orders.
Well, we're soldiers, so we just do what we're told.
I have no idea, actually. Okay. I just do what I'm told. I say Roger Sarge.
I think one thing people who are dollar-based need to focus on is the Amero. That's the one thing that nobody's talking about, but I think it's going to have a big impact on everybody's life in Canada, the U.S., and Mexico.
Brush the insider's dust out of your eyes, my friends, and the communist soap suds out of your brain, and ask yourselves in all honesty, what on earth is wrong with the United States simply minding its own business?
Laid out his vision for America's place in a new world order, saying he was speaking as a proud citizen of the United States and a fellow citizen of the world.
But the burdens of global citizenship continue to bind us together. A change of leadership in Washington will not lift this burden.
Or with having its foreign policy function primarily for the safety and benefit of the American people. Which is exactly what we had done for the first 140 years of our existence as a nation.
Have a treat? Okay. Would you like to have a treat? Here's a treat from Mom. Here's one from Barack Obama. You don't want this from Barack Obama?
A new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order.
A new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order.
So, it's not my call.
What's that?
It's not my call.
We just do what we're told.
So, it's not my call.
What's that?
It's not my call.
We just do what we're told.
Except a numerically small clique of power-lusting conspirators who had somehow inflicted themselves on a gullible world.
Governs the conduct of nations. Governs the conduct of nations.
Now here are the aims for the United States. 1. Greatly expanded government spending for every conceivable means of getting rid of ever larger sums of American money as wastefully as possible. 2. Higher and then much higher taxes. 3. An increasingly unbalanced budget despite the higher taxes. 4. Wild inflation of our currency. 5. Government controls of prices, wages, and materials, supposedly to combat inflation. 6. Greatly increased socialistic controls over every operation of our economy and every activity of our daily lives. This is to be accompanied, naturally and automatically, by a correspondingly huge increase in the size of our bureaucracy and in both the cost and reach of our domestic government. 7. Far more centralization of power in Washington and the practical elimination of our state lines. There is a many-faceted drive at work to have our state lines eventually mean no more within the nation than our county lines do now within the states. 8. The steady advance of federal aid to and control over our educational system, leading to complete federalization of our public education. 9, a constant hammering into the American consciousness of the horror of modern warfare, the beauties and the absolute necessity of peace, peace always on communist terms, of course. And 10, the consequent willingness of the American people to allow the steps of appeasement by our government which amount to a piecemeal surrender of the rest of the free world and of the United States itself.
When we are successful, and we will be. When we are successful, and we will be. A new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order.
Partnership and cooperation among nations is not a choice. It is the only way. The one way.
A new world order.
1, our first and most important specific undertaking should be to restore the complete independence of the United States. This includes our resolution to get us out of the United Nations and get the United Nations out of the United States. Two, we must once again make our money freely redeemable in gold at some realistic price. And we must take all practicable legislative steps to prevent a recurrence of the enormous thievery and other subversive crimes that have been perpetrated on the American people through a contrived inflation by every president from Franklin Roosevelt through Richard Nixon. 3, we should reduce the number of government bureaus, of government civilian employees, and the whole quantity of government by at least 50%. And we should achieve at least this much reduction in proper fashion through gradually convincing a majority of the American people of the wisdom of such a course. 4, we should withdraw all American troops from every spot on earth that is not American soil, except when and where such troops may be required as decided by Congress to protect American lives and property from criminal vandalism. 5, we should get government out of the areas and functions and activities where government does not belong. Again, all steps to this end should be taken gradually, but nevertheless just as rapidly as enough of the American people can be persuaded to support such progress.
A new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order.
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
A new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order.
And so, all of you patriots of good character, good conscience, and noble ideals, whom we can reach with the filmed version of this speech in 1,000 other audiences, it is with a great deal of confidence and energizing will to win that we invite you to join us in our epic undertaking. All of you patriots of good character, good conscience, and noble ideals, all of you patriots of good character, good conscience, and noble ideals.
But would you agree with that? Like, is that something the Army should be doing, taking guns away from the citizenry?
Just a soldier to do what I'm told. We just do what we're told. We just do what we're told. We just do what we're told.
Have a treat? Okay. Would you like to have a treat? Here's a treat from Mom. Here's one from Dad. Here's one from Barack Obama. You don't want this from Barack Obama?